So fair warning, I am not going to do a full breakdown of the Reese video and the live there, although it was very interesting. So I will get to the punchline real quick. So apparently now, Relatable Reese and Tommy Scoville, who had a very controversial conjoining, have split up, but Reese feels very distraught over the whole thing. But she did clarify a few things that I was a little confused about because she was alluding to some episode that happened in front of her son Huxley. Apparently, it was very alarming. So she finally revealed what it was. And again, it's not too bad, but it is still somewhat problematic. So basically, apparently, her and Tommy got into some yelling episode, and Hux was there. He was present. And he's experienced this before, but she feels having left Scientology, that should no longer be tolerated. So, because of that, even though Scoville broke up with her, she feels she has to move on, which is fair enough. But now let's get to the main topic, which is pretty shocking in a double sense. So, we're going to deal with Scoville first, but some people are jumping in and commenting, as am I, but I think they're going hmm, across a certain boundary. So let's begin with Scoville, and I just have to be stunned at his self absorption. So even though she's crying and she feels like a victim, and really the real victim here is Huxley, right? Clear as day who the real victim is. But anyway, he wanted to make it all about him and how he's suffering. And his level of suffering, oh, he lost 700 subscribers on his YouTube channel, The Lifeboat. Right. And also, him and Reese have a YouTube channel. Apparently now that's DOA. No pun intended. That's gone. And that's another lost income for him. And apparently some of those lost subscribers were being really mean and calling him all kinds of names. And they got him really all kinds of upset.
Thousand people that that are supporting the boat. But I mean, if you're real and you're a YouTuber, you go 20,000, probably 5,000 active, right? So if 1,000 bail, that's 20% of your active audience, and that's kind of painful.
I don't even know where to begin with this level of narcissism of like, guys, I can't believe this. These 700 people didn't even give me a chance. Just going with these wild rumors. This is a guy who put out what, 5 to 10 P. Diddy videos? I'm sorry. I don't think he's part of any inner council in the hip hop nation. Does he know 50 Cent personally? Does he know Justin Bieber personally? Or Usher? Or any of these main parties? No. No. He's not a hip hop mogul. I mean, come on, really. So, okay, with P. Diddy, it's okay to go with rumors, right? That's fine. But with him, even though like P. Diddy, he has an extensive criminal record, right? They're actually very similar to one another. So in his case, we need to be very careful with the facts. Well, I am. I'm not accusing him of being, quote, a wife beater. I'm not bringing that into the conversation. On the other hand, he does have a very disturbing past. So some people are making the reasonable assumption he might do that. That is actually being reasonable. So I don't know what he's talking about. So he's just trying to mislead and gaslight people. And the whole thing with yelling in front of Hux does not talk about it. Just ignores it. It just says, God, I love Reese. I love Hux. I'm just a very lovely person. It's just love, love. But it didn't work. That should be the end of the question. No, no, you made the content about your personal life. So if people were going to comment about your personal life, that's your fault. That's your problem. That's what you made the content about. So I don't know. So his little pity party was just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But to be fair, he was nothing compared to Marilyn, the Maho, as we lovingly nickname her. And she's really annoyed by that nickname, by the way. So we should keep calling her the Maho. But anyway, so Maho decided to interject as well. And she took the crown because I thought, like, man, that guy cannot have a bigger ego. But nope, Marilyn managed to double, triple, quadruple that one because it was like, she just outright lied to her audience. And I'm like, why are we doing this?
On her own channel what had happened from her point of view, and I could see that this the terror. I could see she was scared and she was upset and she was reaching for the tissues and she was crying, real tears, real tears. And he proceeded to come into the room from behind her, only said like one sentence, didn't scream, but it was very...
So again, I'm on board for questioning who Scoville is, what he's up to. He definitely is not who he says he is, like this self-help guru trying to help people through their addictions. It seems like he's trying to increase their addictions because he's got all kinds of scams going with him and his brother. So it's a very twisted kind of criminal enterprise that's going on with the Scovilles and the lifeboat, whatever. If you want to buy into the fantasy of their self-help cult, hey, it's a thing, you know. I respect the self-help industry, but there's probably better people that can help you out. But in terms of Marilyn, like, what is she talking about? The video's right there. I'm like, what are you seeing? Like, what he did was, to me, still very iffy, right? Because he says they agreed to break up mutually. That's not what Reese is saying. She felt like blindsided. But okay, we'll have to wait for more details. He did not go into the room. He opened the door, he yelled, then slammed the door. I love that he said it was classy. Just peak irony. So you could still mock him, right? You can be concerned. And if you want to hate him, that's fine. He's done a lot of hateable things. But her trying to be the Batwoman in the situation just seems so silly. And she just lied. She just says, guys, it was very disturbing. He went into the room. My Reese felt unsafe. He was in the room. He's right next to her. He was not next to her. He was not in the room. He just opened the door. Why are you lying? Why? Oh, it's like, oh, she needs more attention because the community may be leaving her. She's lost about, how many subscribers? 1,000, 2,000? She's lost quite a few people. She's lost at least several hundred subscribers over the summer, and it's still bleeding. She's lost people in September. She's losing people now. A lot of people just don't want to be around her anymore, so she's got to find a new thing. Before, last year, it was Mike Rinder. That was her key grift, was Mike Rinder. Just bring up Mike Rinder, Mitch Brisker. That lasted her about 9 months. So she's got to find a new victim. She's just a complete narcissistic vampire. So I guess the next victim now is going to be Scoville. And listen, I have my questions about him, but there are honest people who are trying to get to the truth. So if you want a more honest but brutal assessment, I'd go with Knife Hoarder. I've learned a lot from like Knife Hoarder. Yeah, he's been on the case. I don't agree with him all the time. I think he's a little bit too brutal towards Reese. I feel a little bit more sympathy for her. But again, at least he does call it for what it is. And he's not really trying to put exaggerations out there without at least some evidence. Because we just don't know. Is he still really using drugs? Don't know. Did Reese record him? Don't know that either. But given her record, yeah, it's very iffy all around. And if Marilyn wants to show concern, hey, go for it. That's fine. Although I think she's being opportunistic. However, he's in the room? Okay, please provide a photo. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that at all. So, yeah, just a lot of lying and deception and gaslighting. But yeah, it's disturbing all around. I mean, granted, Tommy Scoville was, quote, the boyfriend. He should stop lying about the relationship. I mean, he wants to leave, but stop like revising the history saying, guys, I'm the victim here. I lost a lot of subscribers. They call me all kind of nasty names. Right, right. Luckily, Huxley is safe, and that's the important thing. But I guess we got to worry about the lifeboat and it losing a little few dollars. That's the real concern we should have, I guess.